Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's the Tyrant here. Happy Friday the 13th to you. And as a special treat today, we're doing another Skulls video. Basically another addition to my Skull location guide. But we're doing Skulls 6 and 7. What do 6 and 7 add up to be? 13. Of course, it does make sense for this particular mission, since, of course, both skulls are in this mission. It's the only time that you actually see more than one skull in a single mission. I'm guessing because there are only 12 playable missions in the game that aren't hub world missions, and there are 13 skulls, so you had to have a second one in there somewhere. So for today, we are looking at the Grunt birthday party skull, one of my favorite skulls, as well as the Cloud skull, which takes away your radar. Basically, it's the replacement for fog, at least as best I can tell. So what makes these guides different is that I will take you from the start of the mission to the location of the skulls themselves. That way you don't have to memorize locations within the campaign. It can be a little bit confusing with Halo 5 since you have lots of areas in which to explore, so it can be a little bit confusing if you haven't memorized the missions. I know this is late to the party, but again, this is for those who haven't collected all the skulls yet. I wanted to make a fairly complete Halo 5 guide. I've already done the legendary walkthrough for it. And I've already shown you the locations of all the secret weapons that you can find in the game and all the encounters. So today I'm going to attempt to complete the guide, or at least another step into it. So here's where the Grunt birthday party skull is. Look how it says press this button to punt, and then the skull appears. Now here's the catch. You cannot shoot him and you can't just melee him off the cliff. You actually do have to press your melee, or press the action button there, which for me is B. I use bumper jumper. For standard, I believe it's X. So just a little FYI there. And so now we're going to continue through the mission. That was a pretty easy one to find. As you could also see, there was a sword and some carbine ammo back there. You do run about 10% faster with the sword. So that's why I grabbed it in particular. It's not really that useful against enemies in this game. It's not too bad on lesser difficulties, but on higher up difficulties, it's not as useful as you might like it to be. You got a little jackal sniper right there. We're going to go ahead and take him out real quick. I'm going to try to get through this level as quickly as possible so we can just go ahead and get past this and to the last goal, which is towards the end of the mission. So if you certainly are very familiar with the settings or the setting of this mission, you can fast forward to probably the last few minutes of this video to get to that skull. But if you aren't real sure, go ahead and just stay tuned, and we'll get there eventually. It's not a very long mission. We've got one boss battle to deal with, the Warden Eternal, of course. Outside of that, it's not too big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead and just plow through this as quickly as possible. It is one of the missions that I really do like in this game. Just a nice open world feel for the most part, at least in some areas. I should say semi-open. It's really not that open now that I'm thinking about it, at least not in comparison to other missions like Battle of Sinayan, but I do love the setting here. Genesis is a very beautiful planet. Certainly one of the things that I have enjoyed about Halo 5 Guardians in particular is the way they do all the alien foliage and everything. So unfortunately with this next part, you do have to eliminate all the Covenant in this area before the shield barrier that's blocking your exit will go down. I'm not really sure how that works on a mechanical perspective, but okay, whatever. So we're going to try to plow through this as quickly as possible. You've all seen this before. You've got one jackal sniper up there. You've got a carbine jackal or a ranger jackal on the other side. And you've got a few elites at the head of this particular pass. And you've got a couple of shade turrets as well. Nothing overly fancy here, but if you stay out in the open too long, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So we're going to go ahead and try to plow through this right here. There we go. Just going right on up for more carbine ammo. Whoop, forgot about this guy. There we go. Down for the count. And now we got to do with these shade turrets. They're a little annoying because as soon as you knock somebody out of them, someone else will jump right back in. So it's better to destroy them if you can. But unfortunately I have a terrible arm, so that's not going to work too well. So we're going to just take out this... Wow, okay. Guy's moving a little bit faster than I thought. Okay, there we go. And you got one elite with a plasma caster, it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and try to take this guy out as quickly as possible, too. I meant to highlight the other elite, but that works as well. Especially since he's now in a shade turret. Okay, so he's down for the count. That elite's down. So we're mowing through these guys pretty quick. The first half of the mission is of course, made up of Covenant. The second half is made up of Prometheans. So here we go here. Now for the most part, I'm going through these, as you saw in the last video, I'm getting these skulls as I'm progressing through the video. I did actually get the Grunt birthday party skull the last time. I was attempting this once and I accidentally jumped off a cliff because, go figure, those bottomless pits that just seem to pop up out of nowhere sometimes. So I had to basically restart it. I didn't really want to cut these segments together. I want it to be authentic, so that's where I am with this. So everything's down for the count over there. If you want to grab a Promethean weapon, that's fine. I actually have grown accustomed or grown a little bit fond of the bolt shot. Very effective, especially against Watchers. It's got a nice homing capability. It's a little more powerful than the suppressor, even though it doesn't fire as quickly. So just a little side note there. The bolt shot is a nice weapon to have, in addition to the light rifle, if you can get a hold of one fast enough. And of course, in this mission, you can also find the binary rifle, and in certain places, the incineration cannon, and even the River of Light is in this mission as well. And that can be effective against the Promethean Knights. Actually, it's pretty effective against the Warden Eternal as well, but we're going to deal with him a little bit differently this time, since I've got an energy sword here, and my sword is a little bit too fast for him. That's what she said. Alright, so the barrier is down. Again, that's what she said. And so we just got to run to this bridge right here. You have no opposition, and you just have to wait for the exposition to stop, and then cross the bridge as soon as it lights up. Then a cutscene will trigger. Unfortunately, you have to watch at least part of it, because during the cutscene, the second half of the mission is trying to load, so you can't just skip it like you could in previous games. This was also the case at the beginning of the mission, too, during the Infinity cutscene. So here we go. Just go right past here and be bored for a couple of minutes. Don't get me wrong, I love the cutscene. It's very interesting to see Blue Team face off with Ultron, but at the same time, I've already seen it before. I just like to sort of get through this as quickly as I can. I don't want to waste any of your time either. Look. So as soon as we can get through it, there we go. And now we have to get through a few waves of Prometheans, mostly soldiers, a couple of Watchers, and then we have to fight the Warden Eternal again. I recommend taking the side passages. It's a little bit easier that way, and it's a little harder for you to fall down a bottomless pit as well. At least that's what I've found. So we're going to take out these guys real quick. You can skip ahead if you want to. You really don't have to wait around and fight these guys. But I'm playing on normal right now, and even on normal, a mass of them or a group of them can take you down pretty quickly. You can get the skulls on any difficulty. As far as I know, that does include easy. So that's what I would recommend, just to get if you're just trying to get the skull, so that you don't really have to go through too much hassle. Once you obtain the skull, you do not have to worry about getting it again. Even if you get the skull on just a simple normal or easy mode or whatever, you can still use those skulls on legendary. So once you have the skulls, you don't have to worry about getting them for each particular difficulty. As far as I know, the only skull that difficulty matters is, I believe it's the Iron Skull, if I'm not mistaken. It's the skull on the mission, not Meridian Station, what's it called? Glast, where you actually do have to play on legendary and knock that skull, or you have to knock down that Phaeton out of the sky with the Scorpion tank for the skull to appear. It's one of the more pain-in-the-ass skulls out there, if not the most pain-in-the-ass skull. It actually can spawn in 3 different places. So we're at the Warden Eternal battle right here. Doing pretty well so far. I think I was a little bit quick there. Usually I'll do a Spartan charge. Let's see if it'll work for this one. Yeah, it worked okay. He didn't warp back. Usually when you do a Spartan charge into the Warden Eternal, he won't teleport back to where the other Prometheans are, and this is pretty important. Actually, this seems to be a pretty effective tactic right here. Of course, his buddy decided to move up, but I did manage to get the Warden. So as long as I can get one of my guys over here to unlock my armor, we should be in pretty good shape. Looks like my guys are sort of getting mowed down a little bit. That soldier is trying to get a little bit too friendly. We can get this guy back up. So far, we're in a pretty good roll. Once again, just like with the Covenant portion of this level, you cannot proceed until you kill all of the Prometheans in this area. So we're going to try to gun these guys down as quickly as we can. The Knights are a little bit of a challenge, but I'm not too worried. You do need to worry about the Watchers, though, because they don't just shield enemies, they can actually heal them as well. So if you break off the knight's, either of his vents or both of them, the Watcher can repair the knight. So you got to be a little bit careful there. I'm trying to see if I can get behind this guy. Okay, that's a commander. He's got an incineration cannon. The River of Light's over there too. But I really don't want to turn my back right now since I've got so many Prometheans shooting at me. You've got binary rifles back there too, which are okay, but honestly, I just prefer using the light rifle. I seem to have better luck with it. Sniper rifles have never really been my thing, whether they're standard sniper rifles or beam rifles or binary rifles. So we got that first knight down. We should only have one more to go, I believe. And then we've got some soldiers to take out. Oh, there's that second knight. He is pissed. We're going to take this guy out as quickly as we can. Let's see if I can use melee in if at all possible. I'm already out of light rifle ammo, unfortunately, but soldiers should have dropped some at some point. There are at least a couple of soldiers in this part that have light rifles, so it shouldn't be a big deal. There's also some ammo caches here to help you out a little bit. At least the knights in this game aren't nearly as formidable as the ones in Halo 4. They're a lot more balanced out, and I can definitely appreciate that. Okay, I gotta take care of that Watcher, too. I keep forgetting that he's there. Oh, there's two of them. Alright. Just gotta take care of this guy. Okay, so now they can't heal anymore, so that's good. So we can go ahead and finish off this knight, and then finish off the rest of these guys. See if I can get a hold of his incineration cannon and just obliterate them. Go ahead and take out some of the cannon fodder first, since they're getting a little bit edgy. And the sword's not really doing me much good here, so time to start using Promethean weapons, or Forerunner weapons, however you choose to view it. We're almost done here. Alright, is that everything, or is there... Okay, we still got a couple more. Not too much. I completely forgot about the knight. I thought I'd already taken him out. Even if it was by accident. He's getting a little bit too friendly with my buddies over here, so let's go ahead and take him out. Perfect. Get owned in the face, in this case, the back. But still, it works. So let's see if I can go ahead. Man, they always warp right out of the way as soon as I try to assassinate them. Oh well. One of their annoying traits, unfortunately. Hopefully they won't have this trait in the next game. Their little warping technique is a little bit overpowered in my opinion. That's just my opinion personally. Okay, so we should be in good shape now. Once the screen starts quaking like that and Cortana starts speaking up, we're in pretty good shape here. So now we got to do the Phaeton part, unfortunately. Like I said, the skull is at the end of the mission. And of course there are multiple ways you can do the Phaeton section. You can either take the Phaetons themselves or you can go around the side paths. Not really sure why that was a thing, but apparently it is.
Single mind, but a few million bodies.
Chief said you were destroyed.
After I saw John last,
I think I have taken the side path before for the secret weapons, because there's a weapon called the Twin Jewels, and it's basically a binary rifle that shoots two beams. Very powerful. It can even destroy focus turrets in one hit.
It's like the water of life for AI.
If they're open, that is.
By accessing the gateway.
So we're doing pretty good. I'm not really liking this whole having to wait and destroy all the bad guys before you can move on. It's not really something we saw a lot of in previous Halo titles. They were there occasionally, but not nearly as much.
There's so much to explain.
Halo 5 seems to have a lot of them, unfortunately.
The cure
This part really didn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm not really sure why
can be immortal.
we're just basically going down to the same platform that we were on before. They just opened up a different bridge. Not very creative, but that's okay.
Assume the Forerunner's mantle of responsibility. And once there is
I think it's the same platform. Yeah, it is.
on poverty, hunger, illness. But Warden believes someone
All right,
resisted
here we
her,
go.
and he's afraid you're
So the
one of them.
Phaetons are right through there. We're not even really going to bother fighting anything. I just want to try to get through this as quickly as possible. Go through all those canyon barriers.
step out of line and suffer.
It won't be like that, John. I'll explain it better once we're together.
Alright, at least the graphics are really nice.
Is on the other side of these canyons.
The shadow texture on the Phaetons is really good.
You
We're just
can
going to
fly
go on
these
through.
Phaetons across the canyon or take footpaths to reach the other side.
All right, B2, let's go.
And pretty much pick which direction you want to go. They all pretty much lead to the same place.
Watch the fire from those turrets.
Alright. So far we're doing pretty good.
Nice fly.
Alright, and we're almost there.
We've commandeered more than one enemy vehicle in our time.
Having a little trouble leveling the craft off, so here we go. Now all I have to do is just fly on past where those Prometheans are going to spawn.
The exit is just ahead.
And then once you're outside, you're going to want to turn to your right instead of going straight. If you go straight, it's going to end the mission. Turn to your right, follow the path that I'm on, and you should be good to go. So go ahead and step outside
Gateway to the Forerunner domain. You'll be the first organics to
and
enter
jump
a
down
system.
instead of going forward. See, you can tell because there's that Guardian that doesn't even look, it just looks like it's part of the skybox. It's not an actual object, at least I don't think so. But there you have it, and the skull is going to be right up there on the platform, and that's going to be Cloud. So there you have it. So of these two skulls, what's your favorite? Personally, mine is Grunt Birthday Party. Whatever it is, you can let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter at MythicTyrant. A link to my Twitter feed can be found in the description below. And for a premium fee of just $1 a month, you can become a premium member of this site. Get lots of cool rewards and prizes. And of course, we have a new store as well. Links to both of those can be found in the description below. And if you like this video and you want to see more and you want to stay up to date on all your Halo news, tips, tricks, and secrets, click that subscribe button for more great content every single day right here on MythicTyrant.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys and gals. I'll catch you all right back here next time. And as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.